Less than 3 months back, when this channel was launched, the first ever video was gold at 58,000. Should I invest? Today, gold has hit 63,300, an all time high for 10 grams of 24 karat gold. The question still remains, should I invest? There is a lot going on in the world right now. First, there are major elections across the globe this year. Then we are seeing Russia and China continue to dump US Treasury bills and buy gold. Then we are also seeing the rise or re-rise of Bitcoin and the huge volatility in the US Treasury bills as of now. Then there are huge crises going on across the globe, and we'll talk about the key ones that are still active today. All of these are going to impact global stability significantly in 2024, and that will all decide to some extent the prices of gold, whether they stay where they are or go up significantly, or they may go down also if the volatility subsides. There is general consensus that gold is not an investment, it is a hedge against uncertainty. What that means is if the global markets are in turmoil, there is political crisis, wars going on, then gold will go up, and the overall market currencies, they may go through a lot of turbulence. But people who are holding to gold, they will win. They will use gold to ride through the turbulence. But historically, gold has increased so much owing to its low volume and the tight control United States has had on gold ever since World War One, World War Two, and obviously US being the largest holder of gold mines as of today. Nevada mines are the largest active gold mines in the world. As a result, gold has enjoyed a good run overall also in the last 50-60 years. Let's study some uncertain periods in the recent history. Around 2000, when the dot-com bust happened, gold went up significantly from around 200 levels to 450 levels. 2008, mortgage crisis, gold started going up again. That was where Lehman Brothers went bust. For 4 years, gold went up continuously from around 800 levels to 1600 levels, nearly doubled. The pandemic period went up again, roughly 1400 levels to 2000 levels. Russia-Ukraine war went up again. Right now, this is at an all-time high. We don't know whether it is going to head up, down, or consolidate now. One very interesting observation this time has been that during this entire run-up of gold, Dow Jones has been going up constantly. Usually, gold goes up in uncertain times and stock markets go down in uncertain times. Elections, as many as 64 countries elect their leader this year. About 50% of the globe will vote in 2024. And there are a lot of elections that India is watching. India itself will go through its elections for the next prime minister with the 3 state wins. BJP seems to be a strong contender right now, but the elections are still a bit away. UK also goes through elections. There is a lot of economic bleakness going on in the United Kingdom. Rishi Sunak became the prime minister recently. Let's see how it goes. Taiwan chooses its leader later this month. And there is a lot of wait and watch going on there because China will try to influence the elections and see if a leader who will work with China comes in. This may have impact on the global supply chain a lot. Bangladesh is likely to re-elect Sheikh Hasina later this year. And the big daddy of all, the United States elections will happen in November. Donald Trump is rubbing his hands and eyeing. Interesting infographic shows that combined Russia and China have been selling US Treasury bills like anything for quite some time now, and the same amount has been perhaps used to increase their gold reserves significantly. This graph is courtesy Zero Hedge. I could not find the article on their website, hence I'm showing the post from which I got the data. Let's check the reserves data of 3 countries. This is gonna get some very interesting perspectives. Russia's gold reserves were more or less consistent till 2008. 2008 was the Lehman Brothers crisis. Since then, Russia's reserves have been going up continuously till the pandemic time, after which they kind of plateaued. Now, if you see, since 2021, these started rising again, and Russia is managing a healthy level of reserves right now. Russia is again a significant producer of gold as well. China's gold reserves since 2000, more or less till 2008, it was a flattish line, no changes. Around the 2008 crisis, China bumped up its reserves. Again, a flat line till 2016. And after that, they started going up. Now, if we zoom in into the last 3 years, again, the pandemic time was more or less stable. And then, after July of 2022, China has been increasing their reserves a lot. India's gold reserves, 2000 to 2008 flatline, increased around the Lehman Brothers crisis, flat till pandemic, has been going up significantly since then. Let's zoom into the last 3 years. Still significant increase in the gold reserves for India, which means the central government has been buying gold significantly. There was 13% surge in the 1 month treasury bill yield yesterday on the 1st of January, though the levels came down immediately and they are stabilized now. But such spikes typically indicate of something bad coming up. Not a good sign. First day of the financial year, calendar year, 13% jump. It is not usual. Bitcoin was somewhere around 16,000 last year, same time. It has nearly become 3x since then, and there has been a surge since about last 3 months. While it is still a lot away from its all-time high, but again, the rise of Bitcoin is indicating uncertainty in the times to come. That is where Bitcoin seems very useful and a lot of speculation happens around it. Look at some of the conflicts going on in the world. The most recent one is Gulf of Aden, where a lot of cargo ships have been hijacked off late. Now US has stepped in, Yemen and Iran are joining hands, and it looks like this is gonna get ugly for some time. Remember that this route goes to the Suez Canal here, and that is the route to Europe and finally to the US, which is the East Coast. So most of the traffic from the Myanmar, Thailand band, India, that uses this particular route only. If they were to go around South Africa, it will become too long, too costly, and it's not practical. Even going from the right is not gonna help too much. The other conflicts right now, there is one going on right here with Israel. Then Turkey is nearly bankrupt. We all know that Ukraine has been at war with Russia for a while now. UK is going through its own financial turmoil. Most of the Europe was dependent upon tourism significantly pre-pandemic. Post-pandemic, the euros are not coming in, and most of the countries in the EU are struggling. Spain, Greece, they nearly went bankrupt in the previous decade itself. India and Pakistan have been at war since 1947. There are issues between India and China going on that don't seem to be nearing any resolution. China, of course, believes that every neighbor of its has taken its land away. China and Taiwan have been at loggerheads, obviously, for some time. In a nutshell, most of the world is going through some sort of unrest right now, and 2024 is not likely to be a very peaceful year unless all of these conflicts magically get resolved. One more problem no one talks about is the internet submarine cable map across the world. India has two major connectivities to the outside world, Mumbai and Chennai. Most of India's traffic to Europe and US goes through the same Gulf of Aden Suez Canal route, and this connects India to Europe as well as US significantly. Yes, there is a route via this belt, which is Korea, Singapore, and so on, China, Hong Kong, towards the west coast. But the entire Europe and East Coast connectivity is through Gulf of Aden Suez Canal route. If it goes down, then there is a huge internet problem which can lead to a major financial crisis globally. Conclusion: with so much uncertainty globally, most central banks have been opting to hold on to their gold or buy more. As per Gold Council data, countries like Singapore, India, China, they have been accumulating gold significantly in the last 2 years. There have been net buying by central banks globally. And what that clearly indicates is most countries' central banks are expecting turmoil uncertainty in the times to come, and that is why they prefer to be on uh, on the positive side when it comes to their gold reserves. So it looks like this year gold will probably at least not go down. In my personal opinion, and that is where my gold trades are heading, is that gold will go up. In India, it is already around 64, 65,000. I think that if anything bad happens, this may even touch 80, 85,000. Now, that does not mean you buy or sell gold at this juncture. That is your own prerogative, your own decision. But usually, in these uncertainties, gold usually goes through the roof. In the pandemic time, gold nearly doubled. No one anticipated it when the pandemic started, but it nearly doubled. So, weigh your options. I would say that if you are light on gold, maybe there may not be any harm in doing a bit of gold buying right now. Maybe transfer a bit of money from equity to gold. Honestly, no one knows where gold, equity, all these markets are headed right now. But there is chaos, there is uncertainty. No one knows what will happen in the year 2024, which just started. As a hedge, maybe have some gold on your hands. My personal theory is your 24 months worth of consumption should be available to you in the format of gold if you want to feel secure.